Hey there, Panthers. I hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to talk to you about sodium or salt consumption. So salt is one of those things that is in most of the food that we eat, and in some items it's in there in higher quantities than in others. So what sodium can end up doing inside our body is elevating our blood pressure, which in turn makes our heart work harder, which can increase our risk for heart attack, heart failure, kidney disease, stroke, and even blindness. So it's really important that we do what we can to keep our blood pressure down by help keep our blood pressure low by reducing the amount of sodium that we take in through our diet. Now, as we age, our blood pressure tends to just generally go up a little bit. So it's important to make healthy eating choices all throughout our lifetime, but certainly if high blood pressure or hypertension is something that runs in your family or that you have, or even as we start to get older, we want to pay a little bit closer attention to that. So some ways that we can reduce our sodium intake in our diet. One is by looking at food labels and seeing how much sodium, what is the percent of sodium for your daily value intake, which is going to depend from person to person, but what is that percent of sodium per serving within this item? And you'll see with some things that it's like 33% or 50% or 20% or 8%. And so we want to look on those lower sides. I recommend looking for stuff that is less than 15% or less than 20% or is just as low as you can get. So reading those food labels and seeing how much sodium, what the sodium content of the items are. Another thing would be to cook at home. So prepare your food as often as you're able to at home, because then you get to control how much salt you add to it, and not going overboard with how much salt you would add to things. If you're a person who does eat your meals at home, and you are someone who grabs a salt shaker before you even taste everything and adds salt to your food, there are some folks who do that. I'm totally fine. But taking a bite and eating the food at first and tasting it to see, do I need to add salt to this? And if you still find, yes, I'd like to add a little bit of salt, go easy on it. So just a little bit can go a long way, but reducing the amount that you're adding into the food that you're eating. Another thing would be to buy fresh food, as fresh options as you can get. So things like fresh fruits and vegetables. If you can't find fresh veggies, then going with frozen over canned. And if canned is the best option for you, no problem. What you can do with canned vegetables and canned beans, even canned fruits, is pour them in a colander and rinse them off to get some of that added salt. And with fruit, it's going to be more added sugar, but rinsing them off before you cook them or add them to something or eat them, so that you can rinse some of that extra salt off of it. The last recommendation I would have to help lower that sodium intake is to, again, look at food items that you're eating. And if you're buying some prepackaged stuff, go with unsalted or no sodium added or low sodium added options. So again, reading the label, reading the package, and choosing options that don't have any salt added to it. So things like, if you're looking at nuts, choosing unsalted peanuts or unsalted almonds rather than the salted ones. So I hope this information is helpful to you. I'll be back next week with another video. I hope you have a really great day and a wonderful week. Take good care of yourself.